Good evening. Thank you for being here with us tonight. My name is Tiffany Young, and I'm the Assistant Director of Exceptional Education with Henrico County Public Schools. Joining me tonight are two amazing members of Henrico County's Exceptional Education team. Have Miss Delicia Rudolph, our Medicaid coordinator, and Miss Rebecca Wood, one of our transition facilitators. The primary purpose of our meeting today is to give you more information about Henrico County Schools billing practices around Medicaid and billing for those services through Medicaid, for some of the specialized instructional services that students receive within the school division. And after this, after we talk about Medicaid in schools, we understand that many of our families have questions about waivers and waiver services. So we'll be prepared to answer some of those questions if they come up tonight. So I am going to turn it over to Ms. Rudolph, who will guide you through our Medicaid billing practices in schools.
Good evening, everyone. And again, thank you for joining us. I will be discussing Medicaid in schools. I am Delicia Rudolph. So, why do we obtain consent for Medicaid? The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act allows for some special education and related services to be covered by Medicaid and for local school systems to bill Medicaid. Okay, here's an example of what the parental consent for billing public insurance looks like. So if you have any questions, you feel free to ask them at the end of the presentation. Now, which services are billable through Medicaid in the schools? I'm going to talk about that. So we have special transportation, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech, audiology, psychological, social work, and nursing services. Now I'm going to talk about some myths and facts in regards to what people think will happen if they allow the schools to bill. So we want to talk about that. And again, with this, the Individuals with Disability Act allows for some individual education program services to be covered by Medicaid and for local school systems to bill Medicaid. And that's just in an effort to maximize their fiscal responsibility. And in order to bill Medicaid, Henrico County must obtain your consent. So one of the myths we're going to talk about will be, will my family be billed to cover the cost that Medicaid doesn't? Okay, and in regards to that, the fact is that there is no current or future cost to your family. You're financially unaffected by the billing. A second myth is will the billing cause my child to be denied benefits later on in life? And the answer to that is no. Allowing Henrico County to bill Medicaid will not affect the lifetime limit of your child's insurance. Myth number 3, Medicaid billing compromises my family's privacy. The fact is, information on your child's Medicaid enrollment is not shared with anyone outside of people involved in your child's IEP process and the billing staff. Now, Henrico County will bill Medicaid in the same manner as your doctor would. Another myth we want to talk about is Medicaid billing. Will it limit the services that your child can receive in the community? And it will not. Receipt of school services and reimbursement by Medicaid has no effect on the services your child receives in the community. The school services do not affect any pre-authorized services that may be received outside of the school. The last myth we're going to talk about is my child's services will be altered if reimbursement isn't received in a timely manner. So in regards to that, the billing will have no impact on the IEP services that your child receives. Henrico County will provide all services listed in the IEP, even if the cost is not recovered by Medicaid. We also have some links here provided for you if you have additional questions that may help you feel a little bit better about giving parental consent. We have the Medicaid Mythbusters. There's a lot of Q&A questions there. I'm sure it will cover the things that you're wondering. And we also have a link here to the letter to parents that Medicaid sends out to parents to help you understand the Medicaid consent a little bit more.
One of the things that we wanted to make sure that families are aware of is what the process looks like for obtaining your consent. So we showed on slide 2 a form that Henrico County special education case managers, related service providers, or any members of your IEP team, school-based administrators might share with you to obtain your written consent. Again, they should explain sort of those talking points that Delicia shared before about any potential impact. But we, again, will not bill for services unless we have your written consent. The consent form that Henrico County uses is a one-time consent, meaning that once you provide us with your consent to bill for those services, your permission, your consent will remain in effect unless and until you revoke your consent in writing. So that form will ask you one time whether or not you give your permission, and we'll keep that permission, that consent on file. If you have specific questions about HCPS Medicaid billing practices, feel free to reach out to Ms. Rudolph, your child's case manager, or your school-based administrator for additional questions, and we're happy to answer those.